Hey guys, it's me, Rich. We are watching a political earthquake unfold in real time, and most people have no idea how big this is. What just recently happened in Brussels could reshape Europe's future and send shockwaves straight to the United States. You're about to see how the same leaders who pushed for open borders for years suddenly reversed course and embraced mass deportations. And if you stick with me till the end, you'll find out that this wasn't just a sudden change of heart. It was pressure. And that pressure didn't come from the elites. It came from the people. However, the real story beneath this shift is even bigger. Let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back to RPW Media. That's where we break down the stories the mainstream media either ignores or completely gets wrong. So, something remarkable just unfolded in Brussels, the capital of the EU. Inside the European Parliament, the same institution that spent decades preaching open borders, something flipped, and not quietly. This wasn't supposed to happen, not here and not from them. Just days ago, that same body voted to move forward with large-scale deportations all across Europe. Now think about that. This is the same parliament that spent years branding nationalist leaders as dangerous. Remember that? The same one that dismissed concerns about migration as prejudice. You're a bigot if you question it. The same one that pressured countries like Hungary and Poland for daring to protect their own borders, even though everybody knows they went through, 80 years of communism? So they don't want any problems with outsiders anymore. And now, they just adopted the exact policies they condemned. Now, let's take a moment and watch this. At the end, you're going to see some real joy. This wasn't just a standard political move. No, this was members of parliament actually doing something for their constituents. Give it a watch.
The common system for the return of third country nationals staying illegally in the Union. This is the return regulation. We will vote on the decision to enter interinstitutional negotiations. By roll call, the vote is open.
Now we're going to skip it.
Vote is closed.
Here's the score.
And it is adopted.
You hear that? He's
So
about to cry. Look at that.
Okay.
Those people are happy.
Okay.
You gotta love
We
it,
have
man.
many votes to go through, guys.
Many votes to go through, guys.
Let's.
Yeah, they're not letting it talk. They're happy. Now, here's the real question. What changed? Because institutions like this don't just wake up one morning and reverse course unless something forces them to. On March 26, lawmakers approved what is called the Returns Regulation. And this isn't some minor tweak to their law. This was a sweeping legal framework designed to speed up deportations across the European Union. Could somebody have them schedule a meeting with our Democratic Party, please? The vote, it was 389 to 206. That's a whomping. It's not close. It's a landslide. And it came from a coalition of right-leaning and center-right groups across 27 member states. That's right. The globalists are done. The MAGA-type people, the nationalists, they're taking over. It's a good thing. It'll save Europe. Now, to understand why this matters so much, you have to look at what came before. For years, deportation orders in the EU were basically nothing but minor suggestions. Migrants were told to leave, and many just didn't. Officials admitted only about 20% actually complied with the law. Can you imagine? The rest just stayed. Appeals dragged on forever, just like in the United States. Enforcement was weak by design. And over time, pressure started building, a lot of it. Now let's talk about what really drove this shift. Certainly, the people across the European countries never wanted millions of illegal migrants entering from Muslim-majority nations. They spoke out. They protested. They made their concerns very clear. And for years, their governments ignored them flat out. Which brings us to what I call the beach ball effect. Try holding a beach ball underwater. You can do it for a while, but you feel the pressure immediately. It wants to rise, right? The harder you push down, the more force pushes back. That's exactly what happened here. The government was the hand forcing the ball down. The people were the water pushing back. And eventually, the pressure wins. Always does. Just hold out. Keep fighting. Because you can't hold that ball underwater forever. You run out of energy over time. And that's what we're watching play out right now all across Europe. The people kept pushing. They kept speaking. They kept demanding change. And eventually, even the most entrenched institutions had no choice but to respond. Now look at what's being implemented. The new framework tightens return procedures. If someone is ordered to leave, they are expected to cooperate and leave. Enforcement gets real under this. Detention can now last up to 24 months in certain cases. That loophole where people just disappeared into the system, that's closing. That's exactly what Barack Obama did when he ordered the immigration judges to not give out bench warrants when the illegals didn't come for their deportation hearings, giving them a de facto amnesty, if you will. And Biden, he didn't even care where they were. So in Europe, I mean, think about it. Think about this. Motherfucker. They're even creating what they call return hubs outside of EU. It's kind of like Remain in Mexico. Facilities in other countries where rejected asylum seekers can be processed and held. Trump, anyone? Germany, the Netherlands, and Italy are already working on it. And if someone is considered a security threat, permanent bans, no coming back. And this isn't theoretical, guys. This is real. It's not an academic exercise. It's happening. Germany is already planning to send back hundreds of thousands of Syrian refugees. Not fringe politicians. Mainstream leadership is on this. At the same time, policies that used to spark outrage are becoming normalized. Restrictions on face coverings, stricter border enforcement, cultural integration demands, and of course, the activist class is furious. They're having a tizzy. They say it weakens humanitarian protections. Really? What about your women and your daughters being raped? Does that weaken humanitarian protections? Why don't you ever care about them? Supporters say it reflects reality. And here's the truth. This is what happens when voters are ignored long enough. Eventually, they stop whispering and they start shouting. And then eventually, again, even the most powerful institutions, they have to listen. Now, if you're sitting in the United States thinking, this is just a European story, think again. The same debates are happening here. Borders, identity, sovereignty, the SAVE Act, institutional power. This isn't abstract anymore. It's real and it's happening right now. And Europe just showed something very important. No political system is permanent. No institution is untouchable. And when pressure builds long enough, change is inevitable. So tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.